Okay, hey everybody, it's Ricky back with another pickups video, and this time I have gone Gumtree crazy. Put a photo up on the wall the other day, and just giving you a little sneaky peek of what I've got, and I'm going to talk through this lovely pile here of mostly last gen games. I do have. In fact, I better grab them because I failed to do this beforehand. A couple of more don't even know where they are. Ah, there we go. More recent gem stuff that I'm going to show you that I've also been grabbing this week. There they are. I can show you them in a minute. But first of all, let's go through the old stuff. So I'm going to show you some individual stuff. Then I'm going to talk about a package that I picked up, and quite an incredible pickup, really. And as much as there were a lot of games for very cheap, and then what happened was completely crazy. Anyway, let's talk about the first game. Now, I picked this up for £5. Now, this is on sale at Steam at the moment, but you won't be able to get this in disc form on the Xbox as cheap as this. But I got this, South Park: The Stick of Truth, for £5. Now, I do own this on the PC, but we don't have it on the last gen, and I quite fancied it, and here it is. And what was even more remarkable was when I picked it up from when I went to collect it, there was a couple of 10-year-old boys came to the door and handed it over to me. So there we go. So I'm glad to take it off their hands and put it into the hands of an adult. South Park: Stick of Truth, great game. Never finished it though. Never finished it. So hopefully me and maybe my lad, when he reaches 18, so in 9 years' time, he can play this, and maybe he can get those achievement points for me. But there we go, South Park, £5. Gumtree, get out there and look at Gumtree. Great bargain. Next one I picked up, this cost me £10, negotiated down from 20, and a fantastic game. We all know this one. This is Grand Theft Auto 5, so we love that game. My lad actually wanted this, and I'm going to be totally honest with you, it's not for me, it's for him, because he started to play this with his buddies, and they go online, they do the racing and stuff like that. So to be honest with you, it's more for him, it's not for me, but did play this a little bit in the past. Now, he is totally aware that if his attitude changes, he's going to get a bit of a slappy old slap, but either way, absolutely fantastic condition. It came, I'm going to show you, look at this, is what YouTubers do, isn't it? They show you this, it's complete with map and 2 discs, completely unscratched. £10, absolute steal. So there we go, so ironic. So that was that. So the next, what I'm going to show you now is the bundle I picked up. Now there's a new website or app called Shpock, so that's. Does anyone notice that my chair's dipping down? Hang on a second. That's better. That was a bit like that old cigar advert, isn't it? Apart from my comb over is doing pretty much the same. Anyway, so a bundle of games popped up. How many did we get? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 games and he had it on there for £12. Now, some of these games I could not. 2 of them together would have cost me more than 15 if you go to Game, somewhere like that. I think they're about $7.99 each in Game. So when I saw these 2 games in the bundle plus everything else in the list, it's an absolute steal. So remember the price, £12. And then what happened is I took my daughter along because it was in a bit of an area that I wasn't too sure about. So I took my daughter with me. Give it the smiley face. And so I handed over the £12, 2 £5 notes and £2 coins, and I go, there you go, buddy, there's your £12. And he then gave my daughter a £5 back and said, here you go, here's some pocket money for you. So in effect, these 15 games cost me £7 because, of course, I beat up my daughter and stole the £5 back when we got in the car, promising her that I would give her a tenner at the weekend, which it nearly is. So I better hold good on that, but who knows. So there were 3 Xbox 360 games, and the rest were PS3, and there's some absolute corkers here. So the first game I wasn't massively interested in was Gears of War. There we go, Gears of War Classic Edition. I do have this already. I think I've got it on boxed, and I also have it on download. As you can see, complete. Beautiful. Lovely in that. So no scratches on that disc. That was the first one. The second one that we got, you're going to love this, Gears of War 2. Again, I own this, so I wasn't too bothered about that. Remember, I wasn't really picking this up for the for these games, but Gears of War 2. Third game, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which I did own once and I played. It's normal Call of Duty fare. But what's interestingly enough is when I got home, I opened it up and in the box, I don't know if you can see that, Lost Planet. So some you win, some you lose. I've actually got Lost Planet, so if anybody wants this, let me know. And I'll happily post it to you. So on we go. So remember, 50p a game from now on. Okay, so 50p. Just bear that in mind. So the next game was this. I've never played this. This is Buzz Music Quiz. Don't even know what that is. I think it says on here PlayStation Move features pushing the buzzers or PlayStation Move. So I don't even know if I can play this. It's got this guy. I remember I played I'm not too interested in that. Hey, but 50p may even trade in pretty good. I own this already, but again, I wasn't too bothered. Resistance, Fallen Man, absolutely fantastic game. This. I also got Resistance 2. So these two games here are part of the Resistance franchise. The third game is meant to be the best one of the series, so I'm going to try and grab that actually from a local game shop. It's only about a £5. Never played Resistance 2. There we go, Resistance 2. Never played that. I did play this. This was the Call of Duty, the competitor to Gears of War. Not Call of Duty, Gears of War. So the 360 had Gears of War, PlayStation 3 had Resistance Fallen Man, and this is the game. This is set in Britain, I believe, and I do believe there's a lot of controversy about this game when it first came out, with a Manchester church or cathedral being absolutely blown up to the grounds. But even so, I might give this another playthrough, who knows. But you gotta, if you are planning on playing any of these games, remember the shooter games on the PlayStation 3 had that horrible controller where you didn't really have a trigger, you had a sort of a controller where your finger would slip off the trigger. So not such great fun playing shooter games. Just a personal opinion, of course. Next game, let's talk about this one first. This is Army of Two. Not too sure about this one. I can't remember if this is the first one of the series, the second one, the third one. I have no idea. I just cannot remember. But again, these games, absolutely gorgeous condition, fully boxed. There we go with the instructions. And remember, back in those days, instructions actually. He says that this one's got bugger all in it. Actually had some content, but there we are. Army of Two. No idea what that looks like. It looks pretty good. I mean, if you can see those guys, I'm pretty sure that there were two of you and you had to pair up, doing some bits and bobs, sort of a first-person shooter or maybe third-person. I think. Cannot remember for the life of me. But this next game's really good. So Assassin's Creed 2. Probably the best in the series so far. Of course, Assassin's Creed Syndicate is out today. I'm looking to hopefully pick it up, and I'll explain why in a moment. But Assassin's Creed 2 this started. The first Assassin's Creed was a bit boring. The second one, this one's excellent. Set in Italy, and graphically was the trendsetter for the franchise and where it's gone, and had a lot of work with the Animus and flipping back and forth between reality and history, whereas the modern day games don't really do much with that. Of course, we've lost a bit of track on where it's going, but beautiful inside. Sorry about that, knocked the microphone. We got the full manual here, and I don't know what this is behind it. I haven't really looked at it, but of course the disc is all beautiful. So 50p. Anybody who knows me, I love my football, and I got Brazil FIFA. What's this one called? This one's called 2014 FIFA World Cup Brazil. And I quite like this. I have this on the Xbox 360, and it's nice to have it on the PlayStation 4 if I fancy an alternative. Who knows? But the best thing I loved about this is it had integrated TalkSport radio with it, and in between all your group matches, the actual radio would reflect your gameplay. So if you lost 1-0, it'd say, oh, a bad defeat, we lost 1-0 in the first game against Belgium, blah, 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 blah. They need to get at least a draw or a win in the next game, and they talk for ages about the game that just happened and the game coming up. And it progresses through the tournament. I really love that sort of post-match, pre-match integration with the commentary and the TalkSport team there. So I really like that, and I'm quite glad I got it. And believe it or not, I've never completed this. Who'd have thunked it, eh? Now, I've never won the World Cup, is the actual be-all and end-all. But, of course, this one here is a little bit more barren. It's just disc. So not much to it on there, and the box is a little bit hard to shut. So thank you very much for that. Okay, so next game. Remember, all these 50p. Just keep that in mind. Sniper Elite V2. Okay, so there we go, a little bit closer for you. So now I played Sniper Elite 3. I really enjoyed it. Well, I say I really enjoyed it. I quite liked it. It was okay. It wasn't the worst game of any of the series, but it was quite good fun. And this one, I believe, is going to be quite good as well. Hopefully I'll get a chance to play it. Who knows? But again, perfect condition. Feels really good. Feels nice and hefty in there. There's a good amount of controllers and bits and bobs in there. The disc is in perfect condition, so I'm quite pleased with that one. 50p. Never played this next game, and if any of you guys have, please let me know what they're like. I think there's a number 2 out. I'm not too sure, but it is Darksiders. I don't know anything about it. Probably a fantasy RPG, maybe, possibly in the realms of Devil May Cry. I don't really know about it. The Horseman Cometh. It's made with the Havoc engine, so anything made on that is usually pretty good. I don't know if you can see that there. Looks pretty good. There we go. Who knows? 50p. Okay, next up, BioShock 2. Now, of course, we all know about this one. I played BioShock 1 and completed it, and I played BioShock Infinite and nearly completed it, so well done me. I never played this. I have it on the 360, but I've never played it. I got to the part where you were the deep sea diver, the Big Daddy, and you were walking under the water, because I think these have the big sisters in. I'm not too sure, but a lot of fun. Great to have this in the series. I think I already have this on the PlayStation 3 as a digital download, but even so, possibly some trade fodder there. Who knows? Next up, remember, 50p. Wolfenstein or Wolfenstein: The New Order. This is the Occupied Edition, which included, no, over here, the Doom beta access. Now, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if this is the one that's coming out in a few weeks, or it's a Doom beta from a couple of years ago when the game was released. This is a really thick box version. It's absolutely immaculate quality. And as you can see there on the back, you get lots of includes, and I'll just let that game focus a little bit, 20-page travel guide to occupied Britain. And of course there you can just about see, instead of the Beatles walking across the Abbey Road zebra crossing there, we have some Nazis. And the music in this game was fantastic. Of course, we've got postcards and a travel card holder. I don't know what that is. I'm looking forward to opening this. To be honest with you, this does not look like it's been opened. There's absolutely no cracks or creases on either end. I cannot get the impression that this one's been opened. So I'm quite chuffed with that for 50p. Who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be? Okay. Next in the range is these next two are the reason I went for this bundle, and originally I was quite happy to pay the £12 the guy was asking, so technically making it £6 for these two games, and the rest are just nice additions. But I recently dabbled with PlayStation Now, and I was very upset to see that this next game was not included in it unless I wanted to rent it. Now, I didn't want to do that because, of course, renting it at $4.99 was the same price as I can buy it in my local game shop. So for 50 pence, as part of this bundle, I got Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. Now, I have only ever played this the beginning. I never played any more than about the first 30 minutes to an hour because I rented it. Other things came up and I sent it back. I think it might have been Love Film. Was it Love Film back in the day? Yeah, it wasn't Boomerang, it was Love Film I rented this from. So Uncharted 2, absolutely fantastic. So stoked to get this game. Perfect condition there. Disc is completely unscratched. Absolutely clear. Again, it looks like this hasn't been played very much. Super copy. I'm very glad I've got that. And I'm going to try and pick up Uncharted 3 later today when I go out to the game shop, and I will show you that a bit later. And this final game I never played. I wanted it. It came towards the end of the PlayStation era. It was the follow-up to from the makers of Heavy Rain, and it is Beyond Two Souls with some very famous actors there, Ellen Page and William Dafoe. Now, from what I gather, this game got mixed reviews. Didn't come as highly regarded as Heavy Rain, which is a real shame. But even so, it's along the same lines with lots of quick time events, lots of leading the character through a story rather than actually playing it. But I'm looking forward to taking it for a spin when I get the bloody chance, and hopefully that will be real soon. So I'm really chuffed I got that. I've seen this going for at least £10 on eBay. Local game shop had it for $9.50 to buy. So when I saw this as part of the deal, technically making it about £1, but now it's turned up, it's 50 pence. I am very, very happy to have this copy. Again, looking great inside. Disc is unscratched as the others are, and as it says there, lead an extraordinary life. Look at William Dafoe, doesn't he look fantastic? Very much along the lines of when Advanced Warfare had his what was his name? Who knows? It's gone. Who cares? Anyway, these next two. So my last two I'm going to show you, which are again both. One's a Gumtree pickup, and one's no, they're both Gumtrees. This came for £15. Project Cars on the PlayStation 4, so that can be added to my collection that I did the other day. Again, beautiful. Now, very interestingly, this one and the next one I'm about to show you, they delivered it to me. They must have been very desperate to get rid of it. I'm a little bit wary about telling people where I live because, as most people know, I mean, I would say 99% of people selling on Gumtree are people like me, just getting rid of old stock, and it's fantastic. But once you give people your address, you know, you never know who's coming to the door. And this last one was again very interesting because he wanted £20 for this game originally, and I offered cheekily a tenner because I already have it on the PlayStation 4, and you've seen this the other day. And I left it for a couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden I got a text last night to say, okay, I'll meet your tenner and I'll deliver it tonight if you want it. So God knows why I want to get rid of this. So I was thinking that some retrobate was going to turn up and probably stick a gun in my face. But he turned up and he handed it over, took his tenner, and went off in his merry way. He turned up in a brand new car, by the way. And I think he obviously finished it and didn't want it anymore. Anyway, there we go. Look at that, guys. £10 for Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain. Now, as we know, I haven't stuck this in my PlayStation 4 yet. Now, what I plan to do with this is use it as trade fodder. Now, CEX will take a trade-in as £26 for this game, meaning that game will beat it by a quid, so that's £27 that I can get as trade-in. And I'm going to put that towards Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which hopefully I can do later today. So there we go, guys. Lots of games, lots of fun on Gumtree. And of course, if you like and you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Please give it a like. I'd love to hear some comments and anything that you've been picking up lately. And of course, you don't just show me what you own, but show us what you've been picking up. But anyway, thanks for watching, and until next time, goodbye.